What is up, YouTube? My name's Tony 2.0, bringing you guys a commentary today to talk about something that I saw on the front page of MSN today. Given the recent events that have happened in Connecticut, multiple school shootings, deaths, things like that, there's obviously a lot of talk in the news about not only gun control, but the cause of some of these things. So I was looking at this story because I've been waiting for it to come out because it comes out almost any time something tragic happens, like Columbine, the Connecticut shootings, anything similar. The headline of the story reads, "Violent video games and child aggression." Right there, you know that this is going to be bad news. One key part of this article points out a statement by a psychologist. Her name is Deborah Kissin, a PhD in Chicago. And she says, by playing violent video games, children and adults become desensitized to this content and therefore experience less of an emotional reaction to violence. Therefore, violent behavior becomes normalized and becomes a more reasonable alternative when experiencing a conflict. I am not a PhD. I am not a doctor. I have played video games my whole life, basically. I mean, growing up, that's what it was. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PC games, into PlayStations and Xboxes. None of what I've done in video games or storylines or violence, none of that has ever weighed on my mind or desensitized me to anything that happens in real life. Because I played Grand Theft Auto, I'm desensitized to the violence that it is. Other than just that one time in Tijuana, I have never had sex with a hooker in the back of my car, and then when we were done, killed her to get my money back. These quotes and exclamations from professionals, and I'm giving you guys the big finger quotes on this, are dangerous to our society. There is no evidence ever that video game violence is directly linked to actual violence or crime. They're putting this stuff out there to sway the sheep, to make you buy into something that's just not true and completely unfounded. That is at the top of this article. Now at the bottom, where people are already going to be, they're not going to be paying attention and maybe not even read the whole article, it says, there have been no scientific studies that connect violent video games to violence. There have been studies that connect violent video games to aggression, but there is absolutely zero evidence, according to leading researchers in the field, that links violent video games to violent crime in any way. In this country, because we are so poorly ran by our leaders, because there is corruption from every single level that you could think of, from the president down to every military leader, you see it. I mean, every month there's a new scandal and something coming up. We know that there's issues. What that has done is made us a society that is reactive instead of proactive. Look at what happened in Connecticut. Kid goes and shoots up a school. What happens? Prompts all this talk about gun control. Prompts all this talk about violent video games. And one of the stories that I was reading also says that Missouri lawmakers are trying to put an extra tax on games that are considered violent. They're trying to put a band-aid on a broken leg. This issue. These violent crimes and these tragedies are not caused by movies or video games. When will this country start to point the finger in the right direction? You know why I don't think any of my video gaming experience is ever attributed to anything I've ever done? Because my parents always brought me up to say, this is right, this is wrong. When are we going to say that the cause of these issues is one, mental health? Obviously, crazy people do crazy things. I've said it before. The other part is the pussification of this fucking country. Most of the people that watch this are probably going to be 13 to 21 years old. It has become basically illegal to discipline your child. I'm not saying you should beat the shit out of them, but if you lay your hands on your kid, your own kid, for doing something wrong, you get in trouble. The finger needs to be pointed in the right direction, and that's at parenting. The kids that do this have bad parents. That's the bottom line in my eyes. For the mass murderers out there, there's obviously mental health issues. Maybe not all kids that go out and shoot up schools have terrible parents, but they have some illness that has not been looked at. There is a problem with them. Normal fucking people don't go out and shoot up a school, regardless of what movie they watch, what video game they just played. Don't let yourself be tricked by all the news stories that are going to come out about how violent video games will make you violent, and they are going to put so much spin on it. Let's get to the root of the fucking problem. Stop pointing the fingers at the gun lobbyists. There is no gun on the planet, I'll guarantee you this. No gun on the planet has ever consciously got up and said, I'm gonna go fucking kill somebody today. You know why? Because it's fucking inanimate. People kill people. Guns don't fucking kill people. People make bad choices. The issue is the person behind the gun. Not the gun itself, not the video games he was playing. Of course, the kids that shoot up the schools have played Call of Duty. 200 million people play fucking Call of Duty every year. The game sales go through the roof. There's age restrictions on all of them. Half of the kids that play Call of Duty, it's an 18 and over title because of violence. Half the kids that play it should not be playing it. Let's stop being reactive and let's start being proactive. If the government is going to blame anybody, blame yourselves. Blame the parents of these kids. Blame a school system that is failing these children, failing to identify the major issues, which is mental health and illness. Sorry for the rant, guys. It drives me nuts. I'm going to be a father soon, and trust me, my kid's going to play video games. She is going to know the difference between right and wrong. That is your job as a parent. All kids will make mistakes. It is your job as a parent to keep their head right and wrong. I feel it's something we're losing in this country and around the world. Thanks for tuning in, guys. That's all I got for you. My name's Tony 2.0. Peace.